Welcome back to Oakleaf Cakes Bake Shop. My name is Amanda, I'm the owner. This is part 2 of our do-it-yourself gingerbread house. In our first video, we went over how to roll out all your gingerbread and cut all your panels, bake them, cool them. So this is the next day. All of our gingerbread is nice and cool, and I'm going to show you how to assemble and decorate it. So for the cardboard, I have a 12-inch cardboard. Larger is fine. 12-inch is sort of the minimum amount of space you need. We have 2 panels of each size. So we're going to start with the end piece. This is the front and the back of the house. And then we're going to glue one of the side window panels. The important thing to remember is that the way the panels are sized is that instead of gluing your panels to the back of these end pieces, they're going to go onto the side like this. That's important so that your roof will actually fit. So we have a bag of royal icing here. And what we're going to do is glue the bottom of the pieces so that they adhere to the board, as well as the side of the pieces so that they stick to the next panel. It's hard to have too much royal icing here. Royal icing is the cake cement of the cake world. So more is definitely better. Especially with our gingerbread cake, it looks like it's in a winter wonderland if you have any extra snow piles oozing around. All right, so that one outside, we'll put one line there just for good measure. All right. So 2 bottom edges down. Make sure you have enough space on the back end for your other panels. Goes on the outside, just like this. Okay, and that's plenty of royal icing. It should stay. We'll keep an eye on it while I glue my next pieces, which will be this guy. Again, these side panels go on the outside of the end panel. And you can squish that nice and tight. And then we need to do the other end. You can dry fit it just to make sure you got everything straight. And it looks pretty good. Ah! More royal icing is needed. All right. So you can dry fit these just to make sure your end panel is all straight and it's gonna fit. Looks good to me. Maybe a teeny bit wider. Okay. Okay, you can give those a good push. Make sure everything's gonna stay. And if you see any air gaps, go ahead and fill those in with any royal icing, with any extra. Even on the inside of the house. Fill in all those gaps with more royal. Okay. Lastly, make sure your roof panels are all sized correctly. These look good. Everything's nice and straight. Okay. So what you could do is this could be step 1 of assembly, and step 2 would be waiting for these edges to dry, and then you could come back and add your panels after that. But what we're going to do so that we can keep moving is go ahead and plastic wrap these, kind of make a belt or a cinch, and get these to stay together while we add the roof panels. So this plastic wrap belt should keep all the panels from moving around too much on us. And I still have enough, airflow getting in between the plastic wrap to allow all that royal icing to dry. And for roof panels. The roof panels are long enough that they overhang. There's an overhanging roof down here. What the important thing is to line up the roof panels with the peak of the house right here. So what we're gonna do, put a nice bead of royal here and here. Again, it's hard to have too much for this assembly. And then again, lining up the edge of this with the peak of the house. And then whatever overhangs is fine. Okay. And since the next roof panel is going to butt up against this one, we're going to put a little bit of royal icing here. And we'll go ahead and fill in any air gaps, same as before. All right, looks good to me. This is it. This is all you have to do. It's probably best to let this dry overnight. That way all of that royal icing is definitely hard and in place, and your house isn't gonna go anywhere when you start adding those candies. So our gingerbread house is dry and ready for decorating. We can go ahead and take off this plastic wrap sling. Everything should be well in place by now. So I've decided that this is my front because I have a little bit more of a yard over here. I want to put some Christmas trees on. Otherwise they're decorated, you know, they're the same house otherwise. All right, so next we want to outline some of the details we want to include on the house. So I have my royal icing. I'm gonna switch to a number 2 piping tip to do some of the outlining. And we'll switch back to a bigger one when I want to get some poofs and snowdrifts and stuff. So number 2. First of all, we're gonna outline our door. So I think around this window, I want to do a wreath. Say this is our little window on the door. Our windows. Now for the windows, we're just going to draw some shutters. You don't have to have shutters, but then on the front and the back of the house, I think we want to add some like lacy detailing, sort of maybe Hansel and Gretel-ish kind of fancy house details. Some sort of Victorian-esque lace work for the house. There's a little bow on the bottom of this. Actually, I do really like the curtains. Let's put curtains in here. So I will want to add some trim all the way around on the roof, but first we want to add icicles hanging down. So we'll go back to number 3 tip. And then just pull away as you're piping. Having your icicles in varying lengths makes them more realistic. Or believable, maybe, is a better word. Alright, we need to find a way to cover up those seams. We'll switch to a bigger piping tip. I think if we just make a nice solid line. I also need some more candy. So I like these Starlight mints on the top. We'll keep this big piping tip and do some snowdrifts up there on the top. Sort of a reverse shell piping pattern. Same piping tip can cover up this seam with snowdrift friends. They're just like backwards E's. Good. Now we need a little pathway. So this is the front. I think I'm gonna tile a pathway out of some M&Ms. A little brick pathway. And candy cane accents. Ready to add our trees and snowdrifts and maybe a snowman. Let's do snowman first. So we have these little spice drops, which do a good job of making a little snowman with these marshmallows. Now, if there's a smaller marshmallow for the head, actually, let's do the spice drops lining the pathway. All right, snowdrifts. So like I said before, it's okay if your snow or if your royal icing sort of oozed out from the side. It looks like it's sitting in a snowbank, but we can clean that up a little bit and add some more accent snowdrifts. So switch back to the bigger tip. Add some teardrop wave friends here and there. Snowdrift by the snowman, by the front door. Okay, don't forget about your little mini gingerbread mans. Men's. So I've added some red to my royal icing just to give the snowmen their buttons, details. All right, we have a little gingerbread family here. All right, so this little guy is making a snowman. Might be smart to make your little gingerbread men first so that they dry. If I stick him against the building though, he'll be okay. Standing in a snowdrift. Okay, that's fine. Look, I used the whole bag. That means I'm done. So here we have our finished gingerbread house. It's looking pretty good. We got all the candies on there and the details and our little gingerbread men family. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We will be coming out with some more holiday themed tutorials and videos and how-tos, so stay tuned for that. And if you liked our video, of course, you're gonna like and subscribe.